So what is the definition of artificial intelligence is? Artificial intelligence is the branch of computer science concerned with making computers behave like human. Okay, we are making computers to behave like human. Okay, so the definition of AI is collected from the different textbooks. Okay, so the definition of AI is given like this: the study and design of intelligent agents. Okay, so what is that? It is in study and design of intelligence agent. What are the intelligent agents? Intelligent agent is nothing but it will receive some information from its environment. Okay, because the agent is interacting with the real world. I told you, no? So it is interacting with the real world so that it will receive some information from its environment and takes the action. Okay, so based on the information, what it will do? It will take some action. So whatever action it takes, that should give the success. Okay, so that will maximize its success. Okay, so if it is just taking action which is not giving proper success, then what is the use of taking actions? Yes or no? So the machine should take the action such that the output, whatever it is giving, that should maximize the success, yes, maximize its success. Okay. John McCarthy is a scientist. Okay, he has introduced the word artificial intelligence in the year 1956. So the artificial intelligence is defined like this: it is a science and engineering of making intelligent machines. Okay, so uh, it is a combination of both science and engineering. So based on these two, what is that we are? What is that? The scientists will be doing? The scientists will be designing intelligent missions. Okay, so here not only the missions, it can be the intelligent computer programs also. It can able to just do intelligent computer design intelligent computer programs. Okay. Okay, so artificial intelligence is defined like this. The definition of artificial intelligence fall into these four categories. Last class we have discussed. It is given like this. Okay, so the machines think like human, machines act like human, machines think rationally, and machines act rationally. So this is rational response. It is thinking and acting. Okay, so here the systems that think like human, the systems think rationally, systems act like human, systems act rational. These are the four categories we have. Okay, based on this, the definition of AI is given like this. Okay, so the definition is given under the systems that think like human. When you use the systems think like human, when the system is having mission with mind, when we design a system with a mission, design a system with minds, then we say that the system is thinking like human. Okay, so this is the definition is given by Huseland in the year 1985. Then in Bellman in the year 1978, he has given the definition of AI like this: it is the automation of activities that we associate with human thinking. Okay, so whatever human thinking activities are there, no, all those activities are automated. Okay, so the automation of activities of human thinking. So what are the activities that are associated with human thinking? The activities that are associated with human thinking are decision making, problem solving, and learning. These are the three activities that are associated with human thinking. So on, like this. So many activities we have. Okay, automation of all these activities is called machine learning. So if it is defined like this, then we say that the system that think like human. Okay, the system that act like human. When you say the system act like human, so the definitions is given by the Kurzweil in the year 1990 like this: the art of creating machines that perform functions that require intelligence when performed by the people. Okay, so here we are creating the machines that perform the functions when these functions are performed by the human requires some intelligence, yes or no? So that the machine should also have intelligence to behave, to act like human. Okay, it should have some intelligence. Okay, so what is that here? The another definition, it is given by the scientist Rich and Knight in the year 1991. It is given like this: the study of how to make the computers do things at which at moment people are better. Okay, so here we are making the computers to do the things like human only. Okay, so that is the definition given by Rich and Knight in the year 1991. And the systems that that think rationally. So here, what is that? We have to design the study of mental faculties, means that how the human brain is working, how we think mentally, how human brain is working. So we have to design the computation models that will give how our human brain works. Okay, so it is the study of computations that make it possible to perceive, reason, and act. Okay, it is the definition given by Wilson in the year 1992. So we are just designing the computation model. So that computation model will give you how the human brain works. The same way the computation models are designed. Okay. So here, what is that? The computations it will perform. It has to perform the computations. What are the computations it has to perform is it has to receive. So what is that? Whenever we see something or whenever we need to act, what we do first, we receive some information. Based on that information, we understand the situation, then we act, yes or no. Same way, the computation should be modeled such that it has to receive some information. Based on those information, it should understand the information, then it should act based on that information. Okay, and the systems that act rationally. So the definitions under this, there are two definitions under this. These are the definitions given by Chalkov in the year 1990. Okay, what is the definition is? A field study that seeks to explain, emulate intelligent behavior in terms of computational process. Okay, so it is the field of study that seeks to explain, emulate intelligence behavior in terms of computational process. Okay, so we are using computational process to computation process are used to explain this intelligence behavior. Okay, and it is the branch of computer science that is concerned with automation of intelligent behavior. So when do you say the system act rationally? The system act rationally only when the systems are designed such that it will automate the intelligent behavior. Okay, so it is the automation of intelligent behavior. So the system should automate the intelligent behavior, then we say that the system act rationally. Okay, and here we have different what is that? We have different process to explain this operation that we have discussed in the last class. Okay, these are the different process we have. Cognitive science approach. So this is the cognitive science approach we are using to check whether the systems think like human or not. Okay, we are using Turing test to check whether the system act like human. Okay, and we have laws of thought approach to check whether the systems think rationally, and we have the system rational agent approach that the system to check whether the systems act rationally or not. Okay, so these are the four approaches we have: cognitive science approach, and Turing test approach, and laws of thoughts approach, and rational agents. Okay, these are the four different approaches we have to check whether the systems think like human, systems act like human, systems think rationally, systems act rationally. Okay, so now we'll just discuss those approaches. So to check whether the system is acting like human or not. To check system acting like human, we have Turing test approach. Okay, so this is the approach introduced by Alan Turing in the year 1950. Okay, he is the scientist. He has introduced this in the year 1950. So where here the computer will be asked questions by the human interrogator. So there is no direct interaction between computer and human interrogator. Human interrogator will be in one room and computer will be in other room. Okay. So the human interrogator will be asked questions to the computer. Okay. So if the computer is giving the answers like human only. So that is human interrogator cannot identify whether computer is giving answers or human is giving answers. Okay. So the computer is giving answers like human itself. Okay. So that human interrogator cannot identify whether computer is giving answer or human is giving answers. That then we say that the computer passes the test. Okay. When the computer passes this test, okay, so it has to have the following abilities. So for passing the Turing test, the computer should have natural language process, knowledge representation, automated reasoning, machine learning. These are the four abilities it should have. Okay. What is natural language processor? Because maybe human interrogator will pass some questions in English. Okay, so the computer should able to understand the questions properly in English, and it should answer the questions in English only. So it should be able to communicate successfully in the English. Then only it is possible to give the answers like human. Yes or no? So it should have the natural language processing. So it is used to enable it to communicate successfully in English. Okay. The second one is knowledge representation. So whenever human interrogator asks the questions, okay, every time that Turing test will be going on, yes or no? It should store the answers. It should store the questions and answers every time, yes or no? So the knowledge representation is to store what it knows and whatever it hears. Okay. So if you see that Google Assistant or Alexa, every time it is just learning every time. Whenever you ask the questions, when you ask the question again, it is able to give the same answer because it is learning every time from our questions itself. Here also, it should have knowledge representation to store what it knows, and it whatever it hears it should store. Okay, so then it should have automated reasoning. Okay, what is automated reasoning is that to use the stored information to answer the questions and to draw the new conclusions. Okay, so whenever questions is asked, it is able to give the answers. Okay, sometimes it will not have all the answers, so it has to draw new conclusions for those answers. Okay, so that is called automated reasoning. It has to give new conclusion for whatever questions it does not know. Okay, so that is called automated reasoning, and it should also have machine learning. Okay, so what is machine learning? Machine learning is adapt to new circumstances and to detect and extrapolate patterns. Okay, so because it has to adapt to news, because it is interacting with the real world, it should always adapt to new circumstances. Okay, so these are the four abilities it should have. So if the system is having these four abilities, then it is easily pass this Turing test. When this Turing test is passed, then we say that the system is acting like human. Okay. When you say that the system is acting like human, the system should pass this Turing test. Okay. And thinking humanly. When you say the system is thinking humanly, for this we have cognitive modeling approach. Using this approach, we can say that the system is acting like human, thinking like human. Okay. So for this modeling approach, what it has to do? We have to model the system, how the human is thinking. The thinking behavior of human should be modeled by using computational models. Okay. To do that, we have two approaches. The first one is through introspection. This is that how do we, by just capturing our own thoughts, how it is go by. Okay, So like that, the computational models should be modeled by using this. Okay, how we think, how our thoughts will go on. Okay, by through introspection, we just observe how the thoughts are changing, how it will go by. Everything will be captured by using through introspection. And through psychological experiments, we will be just finding how our brain will react for different situations like that. Through psychological experiments, we will be measuring the human thinking capabilities. Okay, so here Alan Newell and Herbert Simon, these are the two scientists. They have developed GPS system. What is GPS system? Is general problem solver. This is the system they have developed. They have this GPS system is developed by using this cognitive modeling approach. Okay, whenever this system solves any reasoning problem, okay, whatever steps it is taking, no, so that steps are similar to how human will be solving the same problem. How human will take different steps to solve the same problems. Similar way, this is also taking the same steps to solve the problems. Okay, it is try to trace the reasoning steps. How we take, we'll be having some different reasoning steps to solve the problem. How we'll take same way. This GPS is also taking same similar steps to solve the problems. It means that it is having cognitive science approach. How our brain is working. No, same way. This the system is designed using like that. Okay, that is why it is also taking the steps similar to how human will take steps to solve the problems. Okay. So what is cognitive science approach is nothing but cognitive science will combine these computational models from AI and experiment techniques from the psychology. Okay. So we are just finding computational models. Okay. And the experiment steps we are doing, these are the two experiment steps we are doing. These two are combined to construct the theories that gives you how human brain works. Okay, how human brain is working. No? So for that, the theory is constructed by using these two. It is the combination of both cognitive science approach and computational models and the experiment techniques. Okay, using these two, by combining these two, the theories are developed. That theories gives how that theories gives the working behavior of the brain. Okay, and thinking rationally. So here the laws of thoughts will be used to this is the approach it is used to design the systems that think rationally. Okay, so here Greek philosopher Aristotle is the one of the he's the first one who has given right thinking. Okay, he has given the code for this right thinking capability. Okay, and using that the systems are designed. Okay, this is called systems thinking rationally. Okay, so like this we have cognitive science approach, and we have Turing test, and we have what is that rational agent approach to check whether the systems act rationally. Okay, to check the systems act rationally, we have rational agent approach. What is rational agent approach? It is an agent that is something that act. So computer agents are not mere programs. It is not always programs. Okay, so it is also the machines. It can also be the machines. They are expected to do following attributes. What are the things it can do? Operating under autonomous control. Okay, so this agents will able to operate under autonomous control. Okay, without any control on them, it can operate by itself. Okay, perceiving their environment, it is able to receive some information from its environment, persisting over prolonged time period. So the activities, whatever it is performing, it is able to perform for prolonged time period. Okay, and it is able to adapt to the changes. Okay, so a rational agent is one that acts so as to achieve the best outcome. So the rational agents will give you the best outcome when it is called rationally. So when it is giving best outcome, then we say that the system is acting rationally. Okay. So these are the different approaches we have. Okay, these AI approaches. There are 4 AI approaches. That is, systems act humanly, systems behave humanly. Okay, systems um, think rationally, systems act rationally. These are the 4 approaches we have. These are the different techniques we have. Okay. Now we'll discuss what are the levels of AI.